We have to control our nation by protecting our privacies. Our privacy is where the identification will be registered. Census, another way. But to do that census, you need to start from the beginning. Registration. Registration, in another term, the period of a person whom the identification will be given has to be 3 or the 4th generation. The 3 to 4th generation to go back to get the real idea. That's where we're going to control the information, make sure who's coming to us, what's their status, subject to, your intention or motive. They will explain whether they came for business, because when you go to a poor nation for business, you need to have the credibility. Whether you are زول مستثمر تاجر ما يكون طبعا تاجر صغير تاجر كبير. إذا جاي كزيارة لجنوب السودان لازم يفرض نفسه ويقول أنا منو بيجي بحاجات كتير. ممكن المستثمر الجاي زيارة هو مستثمر عنده مملك أو فلوس معقولة. The government has to apply a very restricted license guarantee for hiring employment. Doing that, it limit the flow of immigration to the country, and it's very easy indeed. The immigration status could be controlled by tapping in those who have the capability to tackle it down, because you don't want to deal, because in fact, look man, those who are going out to our country, they are very dedicated people, people with mission. Some are engineer, some are mechanical engineers, and some are designer, but they want to look to see what are the opportunities. And our country, South Sudan, has so many opportunities. We have so much to develop. Forget about the oil. Tapping in the right group, big enterprise, billionaires. Those, if someone is tough in your country, during of today, the technology is present in your country, is already being reported, and you're gonna be asked some question, and for the question to be asked to him, you have to have a very strong channel of communication, strong communication through diplomacy, intention. That will give you a lock or key to talk to the big billionaires. Projects. You're selling your country, they're building you, they're getting what you have in exchange for commodity exchange. Until you become stable. So South Sudan shouldn't even worry about the oil. We don't need no oil. Oil should be left behind. If you just take immigration, how many jobs in immigration? How many jobs in immigration? And those people, what they're doing there? If they are immigrant, you have to send a rasalatan. كلمة دولي. أنا زول أدوم استغرت يا دوب استغرت يا دوب بقيت دولة وعندي مشاكل كتير. أنا ما قادر نقدر نعمي الناس اللي عندي. now بقى في immigration with refugees. Of course we are becoming a nation soon. Sudan is our next door. The refugees under the international community law, you cannot expel a refugee. You cannot expelling the refugee falling on fire. You will be charged, as very negligent, could be charged with negligence. That could carry some penalty, could be reprimand, could be some tough restriction on you. لازم يكون في متابع في هذا لذلك. إذا شلنا immigration بعملين حاجات كتير. ممكن نقدر نمشي نتكلم نتفاوض مع world community, the INF, the World Bank, القروش toward those refugees. You can hire very intelligent individuals to do the job. That's how you're going to know how strong and who you are dealing with. طبعا زي ما قلت بلغة إنجليزية قبل الفترة اللي فاتت. Youth forum debate دول يكون ناس مفكرين، نجيل الناس اقتصاديين economists والناس علماء scientists could divide into so many categories. Science has so many divisions. There's science dealing with life, there's science dealing with with some names which could be dated to some 1,000 years back. So science could be those who have degree in science. Scientists have to come to the table, economists to the table. And what do you need again? You need, of course, the writers, lawyers. Because the job of a lawyer is to make sure that what is there, and if when you use your word if, your description it's gonna turn into something to find a solution. And if there is a solution, what could we use to get a solution? So when they come to the table, and the other fields, we are not isolating anything. When they come to the table, they're going to debate. Economists will say this and this and this. If we do this, it's going to happen. Good. And if we don't do it, something will affect the nation back on the eye. And then, of course, scientists will come up with some global warming, change, and of course, world has changed. Even now, you heard about people are going to the moon one way. One way. If you're going one way, so people have to build some different life somewhere. So the world has changed. And then the lawyers in this forum will be to analyze if there is any worded conviction on it, or just a course, those fines. And that's where the nation has to be to build itself. the bill itself. So those are the one and upfront. We're going to try to select some, and I am now going to make an announcement. Number one announcement: the youth forum debate South Sudanese only and only the South Sudanese. Those who are living back home, neighbors, territorial resident, and those who are in the power across oceans, diasporas, all are subjected to submit their application on information provided above. This information will be used to analyze the field. We have to review your distant education that you have went. And then there, of course, you're going to get the job, because this is the job that it needs everybody of us. And then go to cargosudan.com, which is Cargo Africa chain. Mike at cargosudan.com, cargosudan.org. Slash. There will be drop downs. Maybe information provide. Just provide your information. You need your name, full name, address, nation of your domicile, and your education background. Submit those names, and then we're going to require you within the next 10 days to submit us your school degrees, bachelor, master's, PhDs, and so on. And then the review, and we should be able to go on to our job. Or if also another access, aguotdit at gmail.com, but the first one would be best. Go to www.cargosudan.com, cargosudan.com. There will be information provided. Let's go through with it. Send us your full name. You're gonna be a member. You're gonna be a member to speak on behalf of our country. We cannot let down our nation. That is the one announcement.